Good morning, Zinger Nation. Happy Friday. Welcome to this special edition of Benzinga's pre-market prep. Spencer Israel, Joel Elconin's here, Dennis Dick is here, Money Mitch is here, producer Enver is here. You all are here in the chat. Great to see everyone this morning. Great to see everyone every morning. Let's be honest. We got a big show today, exciting show for several reasons. We have a lot to discuss in the markets. We have a few guests I'm very excited for. We have a jobs number at 8:30. Right after the jobs number, the chief economist from the CME group, Blu Putnam, will join us to talk about that jobs number and other data. And then after Blu, we're going to be joined by a special guest who has not been on the show in a far too long. Benzinga's managing editor, Jason Shovnell. And he's got some special stuff to discuss with us. And then, yes, this is my last show, and I'm going to enjoy every second of today. Jay asked, what time is the party? The party already started like an hour ago, and we're going to keep it going all day. So, we also have a mystery to solve that we'll do right off the top here. So smash that like button, please. This will be the last time I ask you to do that. And, maybe the second to last time. Let's roll that intro. Coming to you live from downtown Detroit, this is Benzinga's Pre-Market Prep with your host, Joel Elconin.
This is a volatile puppy here, isn't it?
And Dennis Dick.
I'm bidding a penny. I will buy the stock for a penny.
With everything you need to start your trading day. All right, so I'm unsure what's about to happen. I'm going to bring Dennis on, and I'm going to bring Joel on, but Joel intentionally turned his camera off all morning.
Uh-oh.
Joel,
suspense.
You're on, but your camera's still off. I don't... What does that say? Nice. Okay.
Right. Should I stand up?
Very nice. Fear the crab. Yes.
Fear...
For Maryland,
yes.
in honor of
me. Okay, and then I'm going to show you the back. I don't know how I'm going to do that. I don't know if I should take my shirt off, but I don't know. That would get all the women excited.
Please don't. I can't see that.
Can you see the back?
No, Here. You got it. No, you're too high. There you go.
Wait. Stay there. What does it say? It says, some swim team. The Aquaholics. That's funny.
Right. And you see the date on the shirt?
Oh, sorry. Tough to see. 2000.
It says
1986.
2006.
Yeah. Okay, hold on.
Boom, baby.
Okay. So there's a story behind this shirt. Okay.
Oh, it's the story.
Oh, boy.
Here's the story. 2006. I go to a national meet to compete in swimming in Indiana. Okay, at Ooey Pooey, great pool, fast pool, and there's this guy on the deck. He's wearing this shirt on the deck of the pool, okay? This guy has 3 hot dogs in one hand, 2 bags of chips in another, okay?
Okay.
And a big Coke, okay? And this guy probably weighed like 300 pounds. And I see the shirt, and I'm like, I got to have that shirt. And I don't know, I had some Michigan Masters shirt on, and I said, I go, hey, what, I go, hey, what size is that? And he's like, double XL. And I'm like, well, I go, I have an XL, do you want to trade? And the guy traded for me.
Nice.
So he traded his shirt, Fear the Crab.
That shirt you're holding right now.
Yes. Yeah. And he wolfed down those hot dogs and those bag of chips and the Coke. I don't know. I didn't even see him swim. He probably sank to the bottom. But I don't break this out. I don't break this out very often. But since this is your last day, Fear the Crab, Maryland. And it's like Anne Arundel YMCA. You ever heard of that name?
I've heard of Anne Arundel is a county. Yeah.
This is from the Anne. So I don't know if that guy's out there watching the show.
Awesome.
But there you go.
All right. Before we get to the markets, we have a mystery to solve. All right. Now, Joel knows about this, but Dennis does not. Here's the situation. Last night at like 5:30, 6 o'clock, Benzinga got a package, and a package was sent to the Benzinga office. The package was addressed, and I'm going to read you exactly who it was addressed to, what it says. It says to the one and only Joel Elconin Esquire. There was no return address or anything on this package. All right, this is the package that it came in. And I'm like, what the heck is this? So I asked Joel if I can open it, and he says yes. And this is what was in the box. 6 boxes of that. Okay? I'm not making this up. This happened last night. 6 boxes of onion soup mix with a note. I'll read you what the note says.
Note say?
It says a gift for you. It says buying the dip for you. And then it goes on to spell out a dip recipe involving cream cheese, sour cream, and this aforementioned mix. And it says from blank for Joel Emerald Elconin. Now, who did this?
You got a mystery fan out there, Joel, and they like you when you buy the dip.
Who sent us? Who sent Joel
the onion dip?
6 boxes of this. Show yourself.
I think it's bullish for Campbell's.
I did mention, and I was going back. I did mention like French onion dip once and how it was bad for you. So I kind of see where that came from. But is anybody fessing up?
Somebody fess up in the chat. Who sent Joel the onion dip?
There's no return.
Who was it?
I don't know who it came from.
Who was it?
Here.
Do we know?
I'll bring it up. Look, so I'm not lying. 1, 2.
You're making me hungry here.
3,
I'll tell you that.
Here, 4. I can't hold them all in my hand.
I spent some big money.
5. Wait, one more. 6. That's it.
6 onion dips.
Yeah, and you know what? That's the second anonymous present that we've gotten. You know what the other one was?
What was the other one?
I gave it to you, and you probably still have it.
What?
I gave you. Someone sent us a book. It was about who's that guy, the king of quants, Jim somebody.
Oh yeah, Simmons. It's still here. It's sitting in my office. I haven't read it at all, but I should read that book.
What?
Jim Simmons.
Jim Simmons' book.
It's actually down here somewhere on my floor. I don't know if it's here. It's somewhere in this office. Good luck.
Yeah. So I don't know. So that's the second
We like
thing.
gifts. Well, thank you for the onion dip. We like onion dip.
I know. And
send a couple of those to Canada. I'll eat that onion dip up.
We'll have to get that, and we'll have to make that. And man, I don't know. What a mystery.
Dips.
And what timing, huh?
I know.
What timing? But anyways. Should I run down? Should we talk the markets? A little
bit. Yeah, let's run through them.
Okay, we're in the red by 28 handles, and there's a couple different reasons for that. At 41.47, we had a ridiculous close, and then they got a little happy in the after hours, and we got a little bad news, so we'll discuss that in a second. Crude hanging up here, down a couple pennies, 116.85. Yep. Gold down a couple bucks, 18.69. Silver up 21, 22.49. Bitcoin down 6.15, 29.675, and Ethereum down 62.50 at 17.59.
All right, so Dennis, do you want to talk about yesterday's action for a second? Because Joel and I already kind of covered it on the At the Close show, but I mean, between
obviously the Microsoft guidance came out just after the show ended, and that sent the market into a tailspin to the downside. Microsoft obviously falling significantly, but I mean, resilience of this market was impressive. Yes, it was off FX, so it's not as huge of a deal if it was like, not FX. But I mean, still a Microsoft warning. You'd think everything like, okay, Katie bar the door, it's going to be an ugly day. And they came with their buying shoes on that buy the dippers, the onion dippers there, were literally just buying all tech stocks. It started in the growth sector. And we thought, I thought with Chewy up, I thought, well, that could equal a positivity for Shopify. Shopify also has, that they're splitting, and with Amazon going up every single day, eventually that was going to catch a bid. So I kind of thought a little bit that, maybe some of these growth stocks could have an okay day. But then Microsoft happened. And I was like, well, I don't know now. So, but I don't know. They came in, they bought the dip. That's the good news. Good news, when you ARKK and look at that, that's holding up. So
Yep.
it was a very good sign for the market yesterday that we shrugged off a Microsoft warning. The only issue we have is there's still a lot of issues, fundamental issues out there, which we're going to get into here today. You got Tesla issues here today, Apple issues here today. So I don't know. We're kind of just at the crossroads. I still think you're going to have major super duper resistance up at 420 on the S&P. It's a 50% retracement of the recent move.
Yep.
We kind of, struggled there. We struggled there 2 days ago, and then we closed up there, which you'd think, okay, that's going to kickstart us to take it out. But then you get some bad news from Tesla. Overseas markets aren't doing that great, and Apple trading down as well. And we're down here again. So the question is, do you buy the onion dip?
We got a new saying. Well, first of all, and I want to narrow with detail with Spencer. So Mr. Softy, we talk about like these 50% retracements, okay? And I didn't say this on this show, but I did it on PreMarket Prep Plus. I'm like, if you're looking to buy the dip in Microsoft here, the onion dip, you got to look at the 50%, right? Pulling back. And so that was like 61.71. Then there was a daily low at 61.43. So I was like, 61 and a half, 62, that was down $12 from the close. It came down there. It did that within the first 5 minutes of the session. And then it caught a nice bid. Now it took the S&Ps a little bit longer, but you know what the S&Ps do? We talk about 50% retracements. We talk about double bottoms. Well, I'm trying to buy it Wednesday's low at 71 and a half. No can do. They go to 72 and a quarter.
Yeah, they held it.
Yep. And the SPY probably did the same thing. And then Microsoft had been on the rebound. How much did the SPY miss it by? The SPY barely missed it too.
SPY held the previous day's low.
Yep. It held perfectly. And then even Friday's low fits in there. Well, no, Friday's low was a little bit higher. Boom. And then you go and you're out, and I'm like, oh my God. And then it went green, and then we had no resistance in there. So I say the market got Microsofted. And the next time a big stock or big company comes out, I don't care who, and they take the market, like when the market got snapped, I'm buying everything. I'm buying absolutely everything because it was a great opportunity. But who knows? Who knows who's going to hold today? You can see the SPY, you can see the S&P. We're just bunching up here. I mean, forget about Monday's high, but or Monday's high, which is really Tuesday's high. But we'll see what the jobs number is. But let's get into the reasons why we're in the red today.
Yeah, Tesla's going to be the driver of this of sentiment today. If you recall, what?
Pun fully intended.
Yeah. And if you recall, over the weekend, an internal email was leaked from Elon Musk to the whole company that said, "Hey, if you don't come back into the office full time, you're out of here." And some people were like, "Wait a minute. Is this just a pretense for Elon to trim some fat off the company?" Turns out those people were right, because another email was leaked. This is overnight now. That says Elon Musk feels, quote, super bad about the economy. He wants to, but has not yet. But he wants to cut their staff by 10% and freeze all hiring.
I think, the writing is on the wall here, and obviously some of it has been priced in, but there is no way that Honda sales fall, or I'm going to get them all mixed up, but, you had Toyota, you had Honda, and Mazda. They're all down anywhere from 40 to 60% May sales. I got to think the demand destruction is not just for traditional automakers, but for Tesla as well. So I got to think that eventually it's going to hit Tesla too. Yes, I know there's a wait list still. And yes, I know, all the Tesla bulls are going to attack me. But I still think people aren't going and buying really expensive tickets right now. Some people are always, the rich people are always going to just buy their expensive tickets. But the average Joe is not buying a new car. And that's not good news for Tesla here either. And I think this Musk email confirms my fears. So what does that mean for the stocks? I mean, we're down from 1,200. We're at 700. It's come down a long ways, but the valuation is still very much nosebleed. So I'm just hands off. Does the Tesla dip
Tough
get bought
area.
today like Microsoft did? Because we know there's
Mhm.
money managers here who now feel that the bottom is in and they missed it. We saw it first happen with Nvidia. Now with Microsoft, Tesla's a big name too. It would not surprise me if they buy this dip. 726. I won't be buying this dip, but it wouldn't surprise me. I think you got to hold yesterday's low. That's the key level.
Yeah, and give it a little bit more room than that. I mean, because 720.53 was Friday's low. So that that's an area. I'd say it's hard $700 stock, but I agree with you. I call it seven. Just split that 723. Takes out 720. Then whoa, look out, Loretta. You got a next daily low is at 653, and then on the upside here, when you're down this much and you close there, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people would like to see the mark there at 775. And you know what? If you get a nice rally, you may see that 775, but maybe be out there at 774 just in case.
Wow. Alan Moore just dropped a Benjamin on us. So thank you, Alan Moore.
That's for you, Spencer. That
Yeah,
Benjamin's
can we
got
make
your
sure?
name all over it.
Thank you. Wow. I'm gonna need it.
I know you don't have a job.
I don't have a job.
You're literally leaving to no job. It's like, where are
Yeah.
you going? I don't have a
Yeah.
job.
And you know what? It's this millennial thing,
guts.
man.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, COVID, hey, like wars, I'm just gonna go and just, peace out. And it's a good thing to do, man. I'm happy, because next thing you know, he's married, he's having kids, he's working at
Yeah.
the
When you have kids, you have 2 full-time jobs.
yeah,
Right.
yeah, before you had kids,
Way harder than
man.
work.
And then one kid, you're still 2 to 1, right? 2 kids,
You're in
it's
trouble.
still even money. But once you go 3 kids, Spencer,
done.
then you're outnumbered. That's why I
Yeah.
only got 2 kids.
Three's not. I don't think that's
My
okay.
brother-in-law says it's exponential. 1 kid's tough. If you get to the second kid, it's twice as hard or 3 times as hard. And if you get 3 kids, it's 10 times harder.
Yeah.
And I think I believe that because I don't know the 3, but I tell you the 2 is 3 times harder than the 1. So, and he's got 3 and he's crazy. And I never see him anymore because he's got 3 kids. And
No, I mean Joel is not wrong. This is like a trend. They're calling it the Great Resignation. There's over 4 million Americans have quit their jobs every single month for almost the last year, right?
Yeah.
So I'm far from the only
Yeah.
person. You're right. This is a reaction to the pandemic, and a lot of people reassessing their lives and where they live, and I'm no different. But so thank you for that, Alan Moore. We got off topic there. We were talking about Tesla though.
We're going to be off topic for the rest of the
Oh, yeah.
time that
This
the
whole
show
show
goes
is off
on.
topic.
Yeah, that's okay. It is. That's fine. That's appropriate, I think, to just veer off topic here on my last day. It's apropos of all the times I tried to rein us in, and
who's going to rein us in now?
Oh,
I mean, I'm going to be on one long tangent. Joel will be trying to interrupt the whole time, like Spencer sometimes interrupts and he gets in there. I don't know, Joel. We might be in trouble. I might be on 1 hour tangents here.
I got some good.
Gotta go your whipping stick.
It's gonna be an easy transition. I got everything.
Never
I
gonna
got
be
everything
easy.
under control.
Joel's
I got
got this. The technical
I got
difficulties
everything
are going to
under-
start.
Well, I don't know
You're
about
scared
that.
here,
No,
man.
no.
It's been 7 years where Spencer's run a pretty smooth operation. I think we're in big trouble. Although we do have Money Mitch in the background.
You know what though?
Yes.
You know what though? It wasn't always super smooth, Dennis. I think you can remember the old days. Where we would I'd have to call Bert crying. Bert,
Oh, yeah, Bert.
the stream is broken. Help me fix it.
For a lot of times I think
There was a
we
few times.
I think only had a few. I mean, the big problems was
We had
when we lost power in the office.
Yeah, we used to lose internet like once a week in the old office, and then we had crappy software too. We used this software called Wirecast that never worked for us. We used that for too long. But look,
And you know what? Also, and this is just to go. I mean, how did Microsoft screw up Skype?
Yeah,
I mean,
I know.
we
used to use
remember
that
we
for
used to be
everything.
on Skype.
We used to use that for everything.
Yeah, And now, I mean, and then they were long before Zoom. I don't understand. And then
I don't know
I think
either.
they wanted us to start paying for it,
They
Skype for
dropped the ball
Business or
big time.
something.
Yeah.
But okay. Anyways, okay, bring us back in, Spencer.
Yeah. You want to talk about some earnings here because we got a lot of movers.
Can we go to Apple first? Maybe Apple.
Sure, we can go to Apple. There was like a lot of headlines on Apple though.
Yeah.
Which one struck your fancy?
Well, this EU thing with universal iPhone chargers.
Okay, so June 7th is going to be a meeting with the European Union, and they're going to figure out they're going to fine tune their plan on a single mobile a universal charging port. Which, if you've owned any Apple products in the last 5 years, you know that Apple's whole shtick is giving you more adapters, right? Because they make every charging port different for you.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you get the new iPhone and none of your old adapters work.
Yeah.
Makes it a challenge. All my old iPhones, and then I try to use the old iPhone charger and the new one. And where's the charger? How many times? Where's the charger?
Yeah.
Kids got the charger. The charger, missing chargers. It's
wait, not Yoda says this is a dumb idea. What do you mean? It's a dumb idea. It's a great idea.
It's not a good idea for Apple.
Oh, well, not for Apple.
It's a good idea for the world, though.
Yeah.
I mean, so I don't know if that's the whole reason or not, but Apple is definitely down more than the overall market. Was there another headline, Apple? We're down like $3.5
There's so many headlines. There's always headlines on Apple, right? There's a lot of it's
every day, every minute.
Every minute there's a headline on Apple.
Yeah.
We have 5 headlines overnight on Apple. It's all noise.
You haven't taken out yesterday's low at 46.86. So, and actually, that's 2 of the last 3 lows. So keep an eye on that. And then 45.26. I'm not gonna, when I believe it was last Friday, or it was here. When did no, it was here. It was Friday. Bloomberg came out with that headline about something on Apple, iPhone sales, delaying shipments or something like that. And they opened it down and it opened right into support. That was on Friday. It opened into another daily low. And then Mr. Market helped out and we had a nice rally. I don't know if that's going to be this. I don't have that same gut feeling today just because we just had like a 20-point rally in the issue. So yeah, buy the dip, keep an eye on your daily lows, but it's not like, just going bid and expecting the immediate rebound because it did coming off a big rally there.
Oliver, 8 minutes till the jobs report.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably leave you 2 minutes before that and go wide.
Yep.
Hey, Lopez drops you 25. Man, you might be able to retire after this show with all these tips here, Spencer.
Well, I'm investing all these tips into Luna 2.0. So pray for me.
That'll retire for sure.
Pray for me. In the next few minutes, let's just rip through some earnings here.
Sure.
Okta is the big winner here in the pre-market session. OKTA. They lost money last quarter, but they beat the estimates and they made more money than the Wall Street was expecting. Their revenue guidance came in above estimates as well, so they came in higher across the board. But this is still not a profitable company.
And CrowdStrike going in the opposite direction. You might as well do those two together.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. You're right.
Yeah, so it's down $7. So you got Okta beaten and CrowdStrike not so much. What CrowdStrike
but CrowdStrike's numbers were also good. I'm looking at their earnings. I'm looking at
they reported second. They weren't as good as Okta. The immediate bar. Okta reported, oh, it's awesome. CrowdStrike, those are the same numbers. They didn't beat as much as Okta did. Let's hit that one.
I mean, they both
welcome to Algo World.
They both beat. So go figure.
This is how the world works.
For this Okta, I'm just 110's jumping out at me. See if you take that out. Things are, because here's on your daily, so things are wide open between 110 and 120. So it could be like one of those tricks where they just jam it, 110, 112, 113, 114, 115, and then get the bolt fully loaded, and then one big seller comes in. So holds 110, takes out 110, keep on going. Things are open up to 120. I just be careful if you get a big rally off the open on this one, and then you come back down through the open. Look out below. The top of yesterday's range is way down at 94.22. Don't think we're going to see that. And the other one is CrowdStrike. Boom, boom, boom. CrowdStrike. Let's see. Down $7.50. We talked about this one. You might see some buy the dip mentality in here just because, 130 to what? 175, right? Boom, boom. 176, 36, 18, 148, 150. That's a ways away. But 50%. I think you might find buyers on this one.
Well,
I
on the
won't be
dip,
one of them.
these are love names. CrowdStrike is one of them too. We know that the money managers out there are buying dips right now, so I'm not selling dips. I'll tell you that. I might sell rips, but I'm definitely not selling dips, not in this market. And then yeah, go ahead.
No, I was gonna go to like Lulu. Is that where you were
do
gonna
it?
go?
Yeah. Do the main Lulu and RH. Those are the last two that I have.
Lulu beat on the top line sales, beat on the bottom line EPS, and the guidance they gave was also good. Their quarterly guidance was good. Their fiscal year guidance was very good for the sales. I'm frankly not sure why it's not. I mean, it came off those highs pretty hard. I'm not really sure quite why, because it looked like everything looked good here.
Yeah, we rallied up to 322, I think, at least 321. Significant rally, and then we sold it back off. So I don't know what to say. All I know is a lot of stocks are significantly off the lows, and on these earnings, it's a little bit random walk here. So it's tough to just say, oh yeah, this is, the earnings. Sometimes you have an earnings season where it's like, oh yeah, they're coming in, they're going to buy this dip. I mean, Nvidia kind of felt it for. But sometimes it's just random, and everything changes at 9:30 sometimes. So Lululemon is still, I would say, in full price discovery mode. It's went up, come back down on it. Let's see what the 9:30 buyers or sellers do.
I would say the 321. I would say don't know if I'm going to get that 321. So I would be hoping for 316.49. That was the 517 high, and then if it can't take that out, in the first 15, 20 minutes, and could roll over. Just 300, right? You kind of bunched up near 300. No specific highs there, but it kind of looks like if you hold 300 here, old resistance, new support, then I still like it. Under 300, I don't think you'll see yesterday's low, but if the market starts to go into tank mode, they start hitting everything. There's a double bottom here, just under 287 in Lululemon. And I'm up to 2 pairs of pants and 3 pairs of socks, a shirt and a jacket from Lululemon. So
wow, look at you, Joel.
Joel, you're styling.
Yeah, everyone's not buying retail. And
look at Joel over here.
What happens when you
all right, let's do like one more. Let's do one more.
And then I'm going to sneak off for 5 minutes.
You want to do RH or Asana? Pick one.
RH.
Oh, you want to do RH?
Asana's down.
He says RH. All right.
Yeah, I don't care about Asana.
Restoration Hardware beat by a lot. Beat by $2 per share on their EPS. $7 versus $5. Their sales beat as well. They added $2 billion to their buyback program. They did guide net revenue for the current quarter down 1 to 3% year over year, which I'm frankly surprised it's not more than that. So there we go.
Oh man, who took this thing up to almost
wild, Joel?
Holy crap!
The news algos are not crazy. That first candle was a 50-point range, and the thing's down $9. I mean, one thing I can tell you for certain: don't chase on that first candle.
Oh, man.
If you're chasing, it's like it's 320. I gotta buy it 325. Give me 330, and then it's like, it's like, oh, the chasers on the earnings prints, man, they're getting assassinated, at least this year.
One number only, 284. That series of the lows from the last 3 sessions. So if I'm a buyer, it's at that area. If it breaks below that, much lower, 78.96.
All right, it's just about 8:29 now, which means we are 1 minute away from the jobs number, aka the employment situation summary for the month of May. Let's bring up the S&P futures. Here's what we're looking for, okay?
Yeah.
The non-farm payroll number, which is the most important number, we're looking for 325,000 jobs added last month. that would be down significantly from the recent trend. Actually, in a weird coincidence here, the last 2 months after the revisions, the last 2 months are identical at 428,000. February we added 714,000 jobs. Just to give you an idea of the trend here. So we've gone from 714 in February to 400,000 in March and April to 300,000 potentially in May. So 325 is going to be your bogey on the non-farm payroll number, and unemployment expected to go down to 3.5%. Those are the two key numbers here. 325,000 on the non-farm, 3.5% on the unemployment. That's what we're
okay. So we're hanging out at the lows of the session. We got the 1 minute chart up here. I don't have the TV. I don't have anything on, so I'm just going to go with the price action. Your pre-market low is 40 and a quarter. We're jumping. Someone's jumping the gun here. Are we out, Spence? What do we got?
Sorry, I got distracted at the worst.
No,
I
it's
got
not out
distracted
yet.
at the worst possible time. No, I'm not. I'm not seeing it.
They're just jumping the gun.
Oh, here we go. Wait a minute. 390. Okay, 390 on the non-farm print. So a little bit above the estimate. I said 325 was your bogey. It's somewhere around there. The estimates vary, but 325 was the estimate. 390 looks like that was the actual on the non-farm payroll. So all right, better than expected. Unemployment stayed flat. It was expected to go from 3.6 to 3.5%. It actually just stayed steady at 3.6%. So no change in unemployment for the month of May. More jobs added than expected, though I will repeat what I said. The trend is still down. We added 700,000 jobs in February, and obviously we added about half that in May. So trend is still going down on the new jobs added, but new jobs are still new jobs. So that's where we're at here on the non-farm payroll print. 390,000 jobs added last month.
Where will you fall in that next month?
I will next month I won't, because I'm taking the summer off. So I'm not gonna.
So you won't be part of it.
We
They jumped the gun a little bit. They made a new low. This 4140 area was the area of the pre-market low. That was 40 and a quarter, and they just nicked it. And they made the new low, and then you can see they got the pop. But what's concerning me about the pop here is, I have to adjust my numbers here because we made a new low. For 1 second here. Yeah, I was kind of hoping that we would get up to like 4165, and we haven't done that yet. We've gotten to 4161 and a half. Never say never. But if we get back to 4165 and can hold the bid there, that was also the high 2 daily highs from earlier in the week. Then hey, maybe we'll go up and challenge the close. But once again, at least at this point at 831, the buy the dippers here are prevailing in the market. Not a horrible number.
No,
Get
it's
some pretty
really
good
not.
action.
Really not. Average hourly earnings, I didn't give you the estimate there, but we came in right where we were expecting to at 5.2%. Let's see. The labor force participation rate stayed basically flat. Private payrolls did come in a little bit below the estimate there, about 301,000 jobs added last month versus 333 estimate. Manufacturing payrolls up a little bit, or I'm sorry, down, but above the estimate there a little bit. Not a lot. This is a pretty inline report in the grand scheme of things, considering we've had some doozies here in the last couple of years. This one is a bit of a snoozer in terms of the actual numbers are concerned. So the Economist, their predictions, they got this one right.
Yeah, and this kind of just goes with like my thesis. Like, well, we're yeah. I mean, we're definitely, the interest rates are going to hurt the economy. Are we going to have a soft landing? I mean, it seems to be the consensus. No, we're not. Is it going to be a recession that leads to depression? It's going to take more. It's going to be gradual.
Yeah,
And like if
yeah.
you see like a big jump, because I mean, I just I still see help wanted, man. I still see jobs out there.
Oh, sure,
So
they're everywhere.
yeah,
They're everywhere.
yeah. So I mean, that's when when this number. I know we're focused on inflation, but when those numbers start to turn down, okay, then that's one, that's one leg of, one thing that we're worried about. But is, the employment situation, that would be the one, that would be the doozy that really would start sending people towards the exit as far as recessionary fears. But nice pop, still down 18 handles. Haven't gotten back mid-range yet, but we survived.
Yeah, we
We
did. All
survived
right,
that
so
job slumber.
let's get a real professional economist take on
Sure.
this. Blu Putnam is a managing director and the chief economist at the CME Group, and he joins us occasionally for big economic releases like the one we just got. Let's get him on the show right now and get his thoughts on this number. I expect him in the last 4 minutes to have read the entire report and have a refined take for us. Let's see what we got, Blu. Blu Putnam from the CME Group. How are we doing today, man?
We're doing fine. We're doing fine.
Excellent. Do you have an initial take on that relatively in line jobs number we just got?
Well, I mean, that's the right take. It's relatively in line, but there's a lot of interesting things in terms of the interpretation that I think needs some adjustment. Jobs are trending a little lower. They should be trending a little lower because we're almost back to the peak jobs we were before the pandemic. We regained the peak GDP level in the second quarter of 2021, but we have not quite yet regained the peak level of jobs. And as we get close to that level of where we were, because remember, the economy was booming prior to the pandemic. So as we get close to that level, you're going to go back to trend job growth. And I would say we have a couple of more months of above trend, but the trend is going to be lower than people like to think. It's going to be more about 150, 200,000 jobs a month. And that's going to be actually what the labor force is telling you it can do. So, I don't think we should worry at all about a gradual slowdown in job growth. That's just exactly what happens when you rebound from a shock and you get close to where you were. So that's one readjustment. The other thing we need to understand, and this affects wages a little bit, but the labor force isn't growing that fast. And in particular, young people, the 15 to 24-year-old age group, it's actually slightly shrinking compared to the last couple of years. And those are the people that take entry-level jobs. And so that's where we have had some more push on wages, is at those entry-level jobs. So they don't show up as a big number in the wages, but we are getting a little bit more pay for these entry-level jobs because the young people that would normally take those, we didn't make them 20 years ago in the same speed. And so they're not here.
So is that why we still see the help wanted signs everywhere? Because of that, okay, that makes sense.
Particularly in the service industry and any kind of entry level restaurant, tourism things, anything that's entry level, that's the hardest place to fill a lot of jobs because they're just not. The growth rate of that is actually slightly negative in terms of the supply of new people.
Well, why do you think that, at the risk of veering off into a tangent here, why is that, Blu? Why hasn't the younger end of the population of the workforce come back to the workforce?
Because 20 years ago, and it's still continuing, people decided to have less kids.
Okay, fine.
And this is a trend. This is true in Europe. This is true in China. This is true all over, in most well-developed economies. We've been on a downward trend in fertility rates for decades.
Right.
And it just means the population, the labor force doesn't grow so fast. And it also means that the retirees, the over 65s, that's the baby boomer group. There are lots of them.
Yeah.
So the labor force is not growing that fast.
So this is an interesting interpretation because, as I said before the number came out, today's number compared to a few months ago when it pales in comparison, right? 700,000 jobs added in February, 400,000 jobs added in March and April, 300,000 jobs added in May. But you're saying, don't think of it like that. Think of it as this, and it's been 2 years now, so I forget. Forgive me. This is what we're getting closer to what a normal, quote unquote, normal jobs number looks like, 1 to 200,000 jobs in any given month. And you forget that that's what it used to be before the pandemic, messed everything up. So it's just more of a normalization. It's not so much an indictment on the economy as it is, this is normal.
Yeah, it's going as long as we come back to that peak level we were at prior to the pandemic, back in January, February of 2020. Then once we get back to that peak, we're going to have relatively modest job growth.
Yep.
And that's totally, that has nothing to do with whether we're going to have a recession or a slowdown. Absolutely nothing. I want to take Joel to a second on the one thing he said. He said that, we're going to get a slowdown with interest rates, like it's going to happen. Well, I think zero interest rates moving up to 2.5 or 3, that's just getting us toward neutral territory. And the definition of neutral is it does not cause a recession. Now, there will be a slowdown in housing because mortgage rates have gone up a lot. And so housing is a lot less affordable. So that part of the economy, which, by the way, is booming like crazy, is going to slow down back to something like pre-pandemic. And that may take another year. But, again, I don't think the Fed taking rates to 2.5 to 3 is at all a negative thing for the economy. In fact, giving retirees some interest income and things like that is a positive.
That's a good
Okay.
Go ahead, Bill.
I'm trying to so just clarify because I was unsure what I said that instigated that comment. No, I didn't know what as far as
said that
rates.
with interest rates rising, the economy will slow down.
Okay, good. No. Okay, yeah.
And
No,
I just wanted to
no. No. That's correct. I mean, what I was saying was the eyeball test for me was that it wasn't yet, and that everyone is forecasting that happen. No, you're absolutely correct. No, I thanks for the clarification on that. So yeah, you're right. For some segments of the for some population, that the higher rates are definitely a boon here. So, but what would turn you where you would say, yeah, like this is, whew, man, it is, what would flip you to the other side saying, man, too much, too fast. They're killing this economy. Would it be something in the jobs numbers? There's some other indicator that you watch. What would be the trigger for you?
Well, I think the trigger in, kind of what we know today is what the Fed does next summer. Because, the Fed's pretty much telegraphed that they're going to raise rates pretty fast and they're going to get us to neutral and then they're going to think about it. And that's where we come to the next decision, because recessions in the past where the Fed has been involved, they've taken rates far above neutral. Uh-huh. And of course, we don't know that they're going to do that. They haven't said they're going to do, we just don't know. And so that'll be one thing I'll be watching, but I don't think we'll get any news on that until sometime early next year. Okay. The other thing is, we could get another shoe to drop in the world economy that we don't like, but that'll be a surprise, something that we don't anticipate. Like take the Ukraine conflict. The European Union has sanctioned and restricted about all the oil they can restrict. Yep. It can't come into Europe via ship. So we're probably not going to get another shoe dropping on the oil market from that source. It could drop from some other source, but it's not going to drop from that source. We're at peak restrictions on oil. So, that worry is kind of off my list for a little bit here. Okay. What I interpret the equity downdraft, I think that's where we have to kind of get our story straight. The equity downdraft, to me, when I look back, of course, 2020 hindsight's pretty good, but still controversial sometimes. What I'm seeing is margin compression. Input costs are rising, labor costs are rising, and while they have some pricing power, because we're obviously seeing inflation, I'm worried much more about margin compression going forward and in interpreting the recent past than I am interpreting the equity sell-off as an actual economic recession. So it's one thing for margins to compress. It's quite another for the economy to shrink.
let's just ask the elephant in the room here, and I actually made this the title of the show because I was hoping I would get the chance to ask you about this. Will there be a recession? The Fed says, or several people at the Fed say no, not so fast. That's what the Beige Book said a couple days ago. What say you, Mr. Putnam?
Well, I've heard a lot of analysts and some professional asset managers say it's inevitable we'll have a recession.
Oh, I didn't mean forever.
I know you didn't mean that, but that's what I hear. And I turn off my hearing aid when I hear that, because those people aren't telling me anything that'll help me figure out when it might be or how it might occur.
Yep.
And, if you look at the last, 7 or 8 recessions, they've either been a shock. I call the pandemic a shock. I call the 2008 financial system a shock. Or they've been, interest rates have been jacked up way high. The yield curve is inverted big time, not flat. I mean, big inversion. And so, those are the things we're looking for, and I don't see them yet. So, I feel like this recovery will be slow from here on out. Again, we recovered our peak in GDP in the second quarter of 2021. So we're going to go back to what a trend growth, and for the U.S. economy, that's about 2%. And why is it 2%? The labor force is growing between 0.5%, and productivity is growing about 1.5%, and that gets you to 2%. And maybe you can do a little better some quarters, and maybe not so good another quarter. I mean, you'll get zigzags due to inventories and zigzags due to imports and things, but the trend is going to be fairly slow, but that's the economy we're in. That's not like there's nothing the Fed can do about that unless they can create a lot of new workers.
I like that. Not sounding the alarm, not one of these guys pounding the table saying to, put cash under your mattress or whatever. A nice, reasonable take on a stodgy economy, right? And that's the way things go normally. So I appreciate that.
Blue Putnam, sell, of course.
I'm sorry?
It doesn't sell.
Well, that's the conversation for another day. Blu Putnam is the managing director and the chief economist at the CME Group. If you want more thoughts from Blu, more of his insights, I did put the link and I actually pinned it to the top of our chat here on YouTube. That goes straight to his home base page on the CME's website, where he's posting his analysis on things like the jobs number and the broader economy. And Raul Martinez says in the chat, I love Blu. I wish he was my grandfather. I think we all kind of think that, Blu. So thank you so much for the time, Blu Putnam from the CME Group. Any final thoughts for us?
No, we're good today. I think we're going to just be calm with this number and see what the markets do the rest of the week today.
Thank you. And I mentioned thank you for that, Richard. The QR code. If you scan the QR code on the screen, that also takes you right to Blu's page. Blu Putnam, have a great rest of your day. Have a great weekend, man.
Thank you.
All righty. There's Dennis. I was wondering about
I was listening to Blu in the background.
Okay. I was like, man, Dennis must have gotten lost on the way back to the show today.
No, I'm here. Okay. Obviously, it was pretty good movement on the number. They tried to rally at Joel, and then the sellers overwhelmed them. So they were ready. The rippers were really on them today.
Yeah, I was hoping we were going to get back. We were going to get back to mid range, and we didn't. We just made a new low. So yeah, I mean, you were talking about it this morning. Is a sell the pop opportunity. I know we have Chubbs coming on in a few minutes here. Yeah. Mitch, are you there? Where's Mitch?
He's here. He's in the background.
Where is he? Mitch?
Oh, there he is. His camera.
Okay. Hey, Mitch. Are you ready to go with my video?
Oh gosh. What do you have?
I just got a quick one. So, we want to do some stuff for Spencer, but
okay.
I'm trying to think of one of my favorite, Spencer moments. And
let's go.
It doesn't have to do. It doesn't have to do anything with the show, Spencer.
Let's go.
It's a sporting event, and we went to a couple sporting events.
I know.
So I want to see if you remember this sporting event.
I do.
Okay.
I do. Yeah.
Okay, Mitch, you ready to go?
Oh boy. Yep.
Inbound. Remember against Purdue? Michigan couldn't believe that Mo Wagner was called for the foul against Isaac Haas. Well, this time, turnabout fair play. as Bruno Fernando called for the foul on Muhammad Ali Abdul Rahman.
Muhammad Abdul
Make the
Rahman.
Force
Oh no!
And then sitting at 999 career points. How about that for your 1,000th point at Michigan? Puts the Wolverines up 68-67. Maryland needs the prayer to be answered.
Oh no!
It would not be.
No, that was a
win by one.
That was a tough game. Wait. Can I share my other favorite memory of you and me at a sporting event? This is a good story. This is short. So Joel and I went to a Michigan-Maryland game. This is years ago, and I invited a couple of my friends who went to Maryland, but they live in Chicago, so they came up for the game as well. And they, introduced me to Joel, and we were tailgating, and my friends had just met Joel, right? Just met this guy, and all of a sudden, this line of cars. I'm not thinking of the word now, but this line of 3 cars drives by us, and Joel instinctively knew that those were that was the referee's motorcade, right? And he and he curses and he's like call a good game, refs, and I'm like, dude, the game didn't even start yet.
He's already worried about the refs.
He's already worried about the refs, and my friends are like, who is this guy? He's yelling at the refs. The game didn't even start.
He yells at everyone.
He's just yelling at everyone.
This is Joel.
And then that same game, and then we'll bring Shubs on here. But that same game, of course, Michigan won because Maryland stinks at football. But Maryland was about to score, and I was the only Maryland fan in Joel's whole section, right? And Maryland's about to score, and I literally went "Don't worry, everyone. They're not going to score." and I was right. They didn't score. Somehow they screwed the whole thing up, and everyone gave me a round of applause because I called it because I know my team. Those are two of my favorite sports memories with Joel over the years. Someone else who's been around longer than I have actually is Jason Shovnell. He is the managing editor of Benzinga.com, and he's been in that role longer than I've been here. I think he's been at Benzinga 10 years. I've only been here for
longer
7.
than me and Joel.
Longer than you and Joel.
No, he came. No.
Shubs came after us. Shubs was before
just
us.
a tad, yeah.
And he was before us.
In a
no, he wasn't. No, he wasn't.
In a stunning coincidence, today is also Shubs' last day at Benzinga. And when we were all in the office, he used to pop on the show every so often, talk about, WWE and whatever. But he hasn't done that in a while. But we thought, since his last day, we'll get him back on the show. One last hurrah. So, Shubs, you ready, man? Oh, yeah. He's ready. Jason Shovnell. What's up, man?
Good morning, guys. Good to see you all.
Wait, we're wearing the same shirt.
Look
that's
at this studio he's got going
symmetry.
in the back. Why don't we get Shubs on here more? Look in the background. What he's
That's
operating
the office,
back there.
Dennis.
Joel,
That's the office.
Neon ice cream cones.
I am in downtown Detroit today, Dennis. Luckily, or too bad this isn't my house. But yeah, I actually I joined the Benzinga right before pre-market prep started.
Wow.
But Joel was here. I've been with Joel since day one, really. I don't know what the show was called or what your old show was called, Joel, but I know that's what you were working on and what you were hosting before pre-market prep.
Right. It was actually pre-market info, but a couple things about his name is Shovnell, so everybody calls him Shubs, right? But I have an affectionate nickname for him. I call him Chubs, right? I'm the only one that's ever called him Chubs. But the reason I'm really gonna miss him is, I write articles, daily articles, of pre-market prep, stock of the day, and I have no formal writing skills, and Dennis knows that. And so Chubs, he knows I skip words. He puts in the skip words for me. He reins me in a lot of times, and he says, I don't know if you should write that. He also helped me write the Tiger article in 2017, which I was dead right. I wish they would have sold it. But, he helps me with my horse racing articles. I used to do more sports articles, but, everyone writes about sports. But he's another one. Tell everyone what you're doing this summer.
Very similar, Spencer. I don't have anything. I don't have something specific lined up right now. This is I'm viewing it as kind of a once in a lifetime opportunity. My daughter is about to turn 2 in about three or 4 weeks now. And then she starts daycare in September. And, my wife also works full time. We're both been working at home the last couple of years. And I'm kind of viewing this as, like I said, a once in a lifetime opportunity to be able to spend, even if it's very short, as short as a few weeks, unencumbered by anything else besides being able to enjoy my time with Katie and Evelyn. So that's what I'm looking forward to most often. And then obviously using, the summertime to explore what else is out there and see some new horizons for myself.
You're a big sports guy. I mean, he's a big sports guy. I mean, and
that was why I originally went into journalism, Joel. Back in college, I was hoping to be a sports writer, cover the Tigers beat by beat. Things obviously didn't go that way. But then lo and behold, after I actually interviewed at Benzinga twice before I was hired here. Once was about a year prior for a role that I had no idea what it even was for. I was just looking for a job, to be quite honest with you. Okay. And then a copy editing internship opened up maybe about 8-9 months later, and I've been here ever since.
It's so funny because when I first joined Benzinga, I was an intern, and I was like a marketing intern, and I did some customer support. I did some random stuff here. But when I got introduced to everyone, and I met like the guys on the news desk and the guys running on the editorial side, and I met Shovs, and I literally said to myself, I was like, oh man, it'd be cool to have his job, wouldn't it? Like, I want his job. Of all the jobs here, I want Shovs' job. And Shovs never gave up the job. So,
well, apparently he can get his job now. Spencer.
Well, that's true, but that wouldn't jive with my plan, Dennis. My plan to do nothing.
Any journos out there in the chat? If you're ever looking for a writing gig or maybe trying out an editing gig, obviously Benzinga is always hiring. So.
Yep. I just put it up on the screen.
There you go, Spencer.
I just put it up on the screen. You can email us cooljobs yes, that's really our email. cooljobs@benzinga.com. And that gets staffed by our hiring team. Don't be shy, seriously. Just a stunning coincidence that Shovs, you, me, and Joel are three of the only remaining people from the old Southfield office all those years ago.
2 Southfield offices. I've been through. I think this is my 3rd or 4th office at Benzinga since I started here.
Wow.
I feel like you were ahead of us, Shovs. Joel says you came after us, but you were ahead of us, weren't you? What year did you start?
I started September of 2013, right around Labor Day. I think it was just after Labor Day.
That's right around when we started the show.
We started doing. We started doing just before that. But anyways, I just want to give you a super thanks, man, because putting up with my writing skills or lack of writing skills and ideas and stuff, and definitely gonna miss you. And I still haven't seen that little girl yet, so I'm gonna have to see her soon, man. Do some early swim lessons or something, because you know how I love kids. And
we haven't started any yet. All my friends, my brothers, everybody talks about getting their kid into swim lessons. Sometimes and they're not even 1 year old yet, and here we are. She's almost 2, and we haven't done it yet. I feel like I hope we're not suppressing her at all. So maybe we just need the master.
Give her to Joel. He'll show
her the stroke.
Yeah, I got the skills
Olympic
down.
swimmer.
I do. Okay, Chubbs, we'll be in touch with you soon. So okay, it's 8:56, and we're coming to the end of an era here. But we decided to put a little something together. I had a few ideas, and some other people had a few ideas. Mitch, I know Mitch is in the background. He's ready. Let's take a little trip down memory lane with Spencer.
Big day here at Benzinga. Oh man, I'm excited.
My show must go on, so here we go.
At Benzinga, we roll with the punches.
Hey, we did it! Boom, baby!
Oh! Wow, what can we say about Spencer that hasn't been said before? We give him love at Benzinga because truly, at the end of the day, he's a pioneer here. He's the one that started it all. I wouldn't be here in this seat today if it wasn't for Spencer. It definitely paved the way to get the opportunities that we now have here at Benzinga TV. So I just wanted to say thank you, Spencer, personally, for pushing not only Benzinga and plenty of other co-workers' career forward. So thank you for that.
Spencer, man, sad to see you go. It's been fun. It's been great working with you. Learned a lot from you. Wish you the best. Excited for what's next for you. And congrats on the wedding, man. I'm excited for it.
Hi, it's Tim Quast at Market Structure Edge. We're reflecting on Spencer Israel's departure, and I'll tell you, over the going on a year and a half, close to 2 years, that I had a lot of interaction with Spencer, I developed a genuine fondness for Spencer's good humor, his preparation, his good questions, his knowledge. You know, he was among the very few people where I could rattle off something like Gavrilo Princip, and he'd go, "Oh yeah, so Serbian who assassinated Archduke Ferdinand." I mean, who knows that stuff? So it's just terrific, you know, and I'm really gonna miss him, and will always wish him the best, and look forward to, you know, in whatever facet, seeing him down the road. Catch you guys later.
Spence, I'm going to miss you, man. You're one hell of a guy. I know you're going to go out there and kill it. I will for sure miss talking to you about sports every morning, but I wish you the best of luck, and stay in touch, man. Don't be a stranger.
Spencer, I can't believe you have to move out of Michigan because of the ozone and the UV rays. I thought we could have done something to keep you here with, you know, the ozone and UV rays improving here in Michigan. But seriously, Spencer, it's been amazing working with you through ups, downs, battles, triumphs, amazing things you've done. I was just reading an article that you wrote about the McLaren, to everything, the shows. I mean, you're going to be deeply missed. We love you, Spencer. Congratulations to you and Ari. Love you so much. They're going to cut me off. I'm over the limit. Best of luck.
Spencer, my man, I just wanted to say thank you for everything you've done for the company and for me as well. I personally learned a lot from you, and you've been a great colleague and even better teammate. And I'm really sad you're leaving, bro. I wish you the best of luck in your future.
Spencer, I just want to say thank you, man. I don't know how many years at this point, but I just want to say thank you. We've been trying to figure out how to get you to leave for the past 7 or 8 years. Nobody had the courage to do it. We sort of look at this as like our charitable contribution to the world, and you did it for us. So thank you, man.
Hi, Spencer. It's Vivi, the Buyer Queen. I just wanted to wish you good luck in your new journey. I hope you'll be very successful. I'm sure you are. You're going to be missed here in our Benzinga family, and I hope you can stay in touch.
Hey Spencer, just wanted to say thank you. It's honestly been a blast working with you over the past year and a half. You've become a good friend, I would say, and I feel like I've learned a lot from you. Wherever you go next, best of luck, and know that I'm always a phone call away. And when in doubt, just turn it on and off again.
Hey Spencer, I want to thank you for everything you've done for myself and TrendSpider, and wanted to wish you well, and thank you again for everything you do, not only for us, but for the community, and wish you the best on your journey moving forward.
Spencer, I know it was short-lived. I've only known you for 3 weeks, but I had a great time working with you.
Bye, Spencer. You will be missed.
Hey, Spencer. I wish you the best in everything, and I'll definitely miss, seeing you along with me and Randy in early mornings here at the office, and of course your customary oatmeal. So I just hope everything goes well for you, and thanks for your great years of work here at Benzinga.
Spencer, it's been great to work with you the past year and a half. I've learned a lot from you that I hope to continue to carry with me. I wish you luck in all your future endeavors.
Everyone, grab yourself a nice glass of champagne.
You got champagne?
Whatever you've got. Oh my God. I don't know what to say to that, honestly.
Dennis,
I don't
do you
know,
have
Spencer. Like I'm speechless. Like me and Joel are seriously going to be lost without you. You keep us in line. You keep the show on its tracks. I mean, you do so many hidden things behind the scenes, like to the lining up the guests, to keeping us in check, to saying you can't say that on the show to Joel, because sometimes he sort of say some stuff. I mean, we're gonna miss you like crazy, man. You're welcome back. You change your mind, come back to us then, Spencer, but you're always welcome to come on the show for a guest spot whenever you want. You'd be our number one guest.
I'm going to stay on a lot today with Spencer, and I'll try and come up with some different stories. The first thing, I want to say is, and I don't know if you guys have picked this up or not over the years, but I have a temper, and I can. Yeah, I do. I know I'm like this, mild-mannered guy in the show and everything, and
sometimes I get yelled at, Dennis.
I've yelled at Spencer. I've called and apologized, and I've been pretty rude because I just get pissed off, and I say what's on my mind. and I really appreciate him, doing that. And then the other thing that I'm gonna miss is, Spencer and I are both Jewish, and so like I take off the Jewish holidays, and I'm worried about the show, but Spencer's always willing to work the Jewish holidays, so that was and Dennis works all the time, so we don't have
I
to
work
worry about
Canadian
that.
holidays, Jewish holidays, any
Yeah.
holiday you want, I work it.
Yeah, but I'm gonna, I'm really happy for you and Ariel. I just want you to know I predict a lot of things, and when Spencer and I were out at an event a couple years ago, and we were running around in New York, and he got us lost because he didn't know the subway like he thought he knew the subway, and we were going to visit Paul and Monica. And there's some people they just walk around New York and they're like, I love New York, and all the big buildings and everything, and I'm like, this guy's going back to the East Coast, and so I was prepared. I didn't know when it was going to be, but I knew someday that you're going to go back to the East Coast, and congratulations to you and Aria. I'm looking forward to your wedding. Please let me know what kind of food you're having, and it's just been a great time. I can't tell you how much you've helped and improve the show and everything. But I'm going to stay on with some more Spencer gushings here the rest of the day, and maybe we'll have some other people pop in and say some things. But
thank you.
I directed my pre-market prep plus crowd to come over here today, and so we could do some ticker time. I know Money Mitch is ready to go, so the show must go on.
Yeah, the show must go on. I can't thank you guys, Joel and Dennis, and all you guys in the chat, but Joel and Dennis especially enough, because, man, I went back and I listened to some of our early shows with me and you guys, and they were rough. Okay, I mean, I was raw, and you guys like stuck with me, and you were patient, and you didn't yell at me when I screwed up like GM and GE, and when I screwed up like Coke and the Coca-Cola bottling company. I didn't know what anything was or what anything meant, and you stuck with me, and I am forever grateful for that. I feel like I moved here, I was 24, but I feel like I was a child, right? And I'm 31 now, and obviously engaged, and I feel like a real adult, and you guys were there with me every single morning for 7 years, so you were a part of this journey with me, and so I will miss I'll miss all you guys, but Joel and Dennis, I'll miss you guys among the most, because we would do this every day.
You know what? One more thing that I wanted to include in the video.
Yeah.
Money Mitch, are you there? Can you hop on for a second?
He's there.
Always.
Money Mitch.
What's up? What's up?
Okay, I'm sending you this something here. Could you play this? Because I wanted this included in the video. Can you put this one on?
Yeah, you want to put it on right now, or do you want to?
Yeah, put it on right now. Because I had some different ideas, and I was left out of the Slack group putting this together. So
there was a Slack group for this.
Yeah, Slack. Well, I also never look at my Slack, so there's probably a reason they didn't include me. No, not that one, Mitch. Didn't I just send you a new one?
I got pre-market prep for January 18.
Yeah, could you show that one, please, instead of the basketball one?
Yeah, of course.
January 18th.
Okay.
January 18th?
January 18th. I believe this was 2018 or 2019. But if you guys haven't followed the show, okay.
Look at these guys.
I look like a total goofball.
Oh, you're showing it now. We got the
I'm showing it now. Give me a break.
There too. All right. Anyway, so we're live
colored
video here now. Let us know what you think here, guys, as you can see what is happening behind the scenes. There's Joel. There's his mugshot. There's the Benzinga office behind the news desk, kicking around, ready to rock, ready to work for you guys. So let's go. Let's start talking stocks here right away, and let's move right into the earnings here. Let's go to Morgan Stanley, because it is the big report here from this morning. We have seen a theme where a lot of banks reported good numbers and sold off. We saw it yesterday with Goldman Sachs. That's obviously the best indicator for Morgan Stanley. MS, I believe, has some good numbers here too, although it is holding on to the gains.
84 cents versus 77 cents on the
God.
EPS. Sales 9.5 versus 9.19.
You read from the Benzinga Pro quite
Stop it. I
professionally,
can't
though.
listen anymore myself.
Wait, hold on.
Morgan Stanley.
Big old pop in Morgan Stanley here. Got to move hate up that shirt.
56.66.
That stands as
Got
your
me looking at Morgan Stanley right now, thinking it's going up right now.
The $56 level. Let's take a look at the daily charts here.
Hold on, there's one more thing
Very
on here.
nice move from Morgan Stanley. Just remember, Bank of America sold off, but ended up coming back. 55.98. That
They
was,
all come back, Joel.
So 56.
Dennis
that was
doesn't
a
have
former
many of
high.
those
We had
collared
such a small
shirts.
camera for
there's a
Spencer,
point-
and the writing's
hold on,
over his
hold on.
face.
Basically, coming back in, filling the
Bad.
gap, keeping an eye on that
Horrible
pre-market
charts
high.
too. Sorry, TradeStation, but that was not good. Jump
That
over
was
here
a-
just to another bank stock that reported, just while we're sticking
All
with
right,
them.
there's
We've
a
got
point
BK
where
also, and it is going.
Dennis yelled at him. I can't.
I yelled at him?
Yeah, there was something in there. So for y'all,
man.
that was the first time
Not
that we did video. Yeah, you did. Like he did something, and you're like, Spencer. Yeah, you yelled at him too. But that was the first time that we did video. I want you to know that I'm gonna go burn that shirt. That I don't even know if I still have it because that's like Ohio State colors, and I had those goofy glasses. Man, I definitely improved with age. So wow. All right, but thanks, Mitch, man, in the background. That was our first video, and
That was the first one.
How you even found that is beyond me, because I couldn't even remember when we started doing it, because we used to do just audio only.
Just
it was
audio.
and the charts,
Yeah.
and we never
Right.
we didn't have any cameras. And then how you found that is I'll never know, because I would have had no idea when that was. So
Well, I can tell you how I.
What
found
year
it.
was that?
I think it was 2018. Was it 18? I think it was 18.
We did the show 4 years, just audio.
Just audio, no
Holy,
faces.
you had to just listen to our annoying voices.
Yeah,
You couldn't even see us.
I know.
That's crazy.
I can tell you how I found it. I asked Aaron to find it. Aaron Thomas, and then he found it for me. And then, you know how I got the basketball video? I had Dana find it for me. That's how I get things done too. So
Very smart. So all right, if you don't want to be a stranger, and don't be a stranger, Happy keeps putting it in the chat. I'll put it on the screen. There's my Twitter handle. Okay, you can follow me there. I'm still going to be there. I'm not going away or anything. I'm still going to be,
You're not leaving Twitter.
Right, not leaving Twitter. If you want to email me, this is my Benzinga email. You have, I'm guessing, like through the weekend probably to email me if you want. Bill Big D sent me a very nice note this morning. Several of you have actually sent me very nice notes in the last week or so. So I have responded to them, and I do appreciate everything. And then Mitch told me to do this, and I gotta admit I do feel a little weird, but if you do want to, for whatever reason, send me a Venmo. There's my Venmo address. All right. I feel weird. I feel weird doing that, but there it is. It's Spencer-Israel-1. I'm taking it off now because I feel very, very strange. But
Bitcoin only.
No, not Bitcoin.
Yeah, no, he likes that. Which one do you like? Solano?
I don't like it. I just own it.
Solano.
There's a difference. Oh man. All right, guys. Thank you.
We're gonna be more. And Dennis, I don't know how late you're working today, but we're gonna do that video again at the close, and
I'll pop on at the close.
Yeah. A few
I'll
more
pop on for 5
for the
minutes. at
final
close.
farewell. There's we got a few suggestions in there, but that was from January of 18. I just got the official word from Michael Feehan. So
wow.
Yeah, a little bit over 4 years ago.
Wow.
So
man,
okay.
I gotta leave
All right.
before I start crying here. So
I know.
I don't know what to say. I'm gonna
That would
pop
be
in. I will come on at the close. I will be there with you guys as well, because I want to get as much Spencer Israel time in as possible.
All right. Tyler asked for more onion soup. We'll do our best. All right. That is going to be a wrap on pre-market prep today. I almost can't believe I'm saying that. Yeah, gosh, I really got to end the show now before I start crying. So,
Okay, but let's so what do I need? So I need to hop over to live trading here. I have the link.
Come
Correct?
on over, guys. Come on over. Live trading,
Okay.
Spencer. They want you to hop in with us.
All right, I'll hop in for a few.
Is that hey Mitch? You sure that's the right link that you sent
I got
me?
you, my friend. I got you. I'll make sure you get in. Of course.
Okay, but I sent it to some other people, so they're.
I think that's it. That's it. 100%.
It says cannabis, and someone said it's a cannabis insider.
No, you sent the wrong. You may have sent the wrong one, Mitch.
I'll make sure you get it right now.
Thank you to
Okay,
our guest.
I'll be back in a minute. And
right.
Spencer, if you stay on, if not, I'll hang with Money Mitch there.
All right.
But okay, I'll see you
All
guys
right.
in a few minutes.
I'm going to end this show. We'll redirect you over to live trading, and I guess Joel will be there. Mitch will be there. I guess I have to stop by there as well now. So if you want to just stay with me when I end this stream, and I'll redirect you over to our current show, and I guess I'm going to pop over there. So that's going to be a wrap on pre-market prep today. Blu Putnam was our guest, and he was great as always. We love Blu. We appreciate Blu. Thanks to him for coming on. Thanks to Shubs for hopping on. Shubs hasn't been on the show in far too long. My favorite Shubs story, real fast, regarding the show, is that one time he booked us an analyst who covered WWE, and the chat revolted on us for talking about that stock on the show. And Chubbs is a big wrestling fan, so that was the last time he ever booked a guest on the show. Anyway, thanks to all of you for being here every morning, right? With me, right? We don't do this for our health, right? The interactivity, the chat messages, even the trolls. I loved every single second of it, genuinely. And I will miss, if I'm going to miss one part of this job, it is this during this show every day. So thank you, everyone. I guess I'll see you over on live trading. On your way out, drop me a like. Thumbs up. Yeah. All right. And for the last time, please remember that all the information on this show is meant to be used as informational purposes only, not for investing or trading advice. All right, that's a wrap on pre-market prep for today, June 3rd, 2022. I'll be heading over to live trading. I'll see you guys over there. And that's a wrap.